Hello, welcome back to my Vision Journal. Today I want to talk about iPad Pro, GarageBand, and my piano musical journey so far. So what's happening is probably around 20 or 25 years ago, I used to play Yamaha Electron, right? And then I always know my left hand has been pretty weak, and for the past 20 years or more, I think I have been pretty lazy and not practicing my left hand. But in the past few months, I've been um, learning to play piano through this Korg MIDI controller, and I thought maybe I should share this. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so this iPad Pro, I purchased it in 2016. So now it's 2026. It's probably almost 10 years. So this iPad is pretty old. The last iOS will be iOS 16. Now we actually have iOS 27. So it's pretty big gap. And this is GarageBand. As you might already know, if you are an Apple user, Apple device, and you have Mac and iPad, you know there's a GarageBand for iPad and GarageBand for Mac OS. The one I have in front of me is the GarageBand for iPad, probably the older version, and I'm not sure in the future whether this is going to be updated. While the Vision Pro itself, okay, Vision Pro, now it's in front of me, is the Vision Pro, doesn't really have GarageBand, unfortunately, but that might change. Maybe Apple will have like a Logic Pro or GarageBand for Vision Pro, but probably paid version. The GarageBand in front of me, this is the like the free version. You can purchase some bundle or like I don't know, I think some of the AI feature in the future, but that's more like for Logic Pro or whatever, I think. But for general users, right, not most, like everyone with iPad or iPhone actually have access to GarageBand. And GarageBand is actually pretty huge app if you are a music learner, or professionally or not professionally, you have access to the instrument, digital instrument. So you, as you might already know, like with the iPhone, you have camera with you all the time, right? Really good camera on the iPhone for the past 10 years or more. iPad, with iPad, even with iPhone, you actually have GarageBand with you all the time. So GarageBand, but what's missing is actually the thing like MIDI controller, something like this, right? You might have the Akai MIDI controller with shorter range. This one is have 3 octave, or you can use the touch on the iPad. You have touch. Okay, the touch itself is actually, the touch is fine, but it's actually much trickier to learn using just the touch. Okay, if you use the physical piano keyboard, digital piano keyboard like this, it's easier to learn. It's probably more recommended compared to this. With the Mac OS, you have keyboard and you have limited use. You can use the, like the keyboard ASDF, the keyboard keys. You can use that to play GarageBand. Okay, so that's first. Let me connect this first. Okay, this is MIDI controller Korg, and I will connect it to this Bluetooth MIDI device. Connect it. It's actually really easy to connect Bluetooth. This is the micro key air. This is the one that can connect through Bluetooth. That should be like the middle C. The thing is with the GarageBand, unfortunately, somehow, if you have MIDI controller, it doesn't show you here. There might be a setup to show the keyboard what I'm actually pressing, but anyhow, it doesn't really work. That's the sustain. Yeah, with the on-screen keyboard, with the multi-touch, you can scroll, etc. You already know, or you make it glisten though. Yeah, that's cool and stuff. And you can select the instrument. I'm using grand piano. You know the GarageBand, but if you're learning the piano itself, like seriously, for the past few months, I've been actually doing that. So I'm a little bit better at reading, like sight reading, so I can read this a little bit better. Somehow, I managed to do that. At first, okay, this is I think this song, this music sheet in particular, Prelude by Johann Sebastian Bach. This one actually 2 pages from a book. I forgot the title. From the local library. This book only talk about this particular title, and then teaching you how to read, how to do the sight reading, left hand, right hand, and how to play this music in details. Okay, this is like really powerful books. And I have it on my app. I have newer iPad and I have the sheets over there, but I want to show you also. Beside GarageBand, I also use Midiculous and Chord AI. There are a few things. So I have this Midiculous app. This app is you can pay for the app. There are some features that you need to pay, but this is the free version, and the cool thing is it shows the notes and the chord, the things that people might be afraid of. You can play melody, of course, right? Any kind of song, maybe you can play the melody easily in key of C or whatever key that, if you're listening to a song and then try to play the melody, you might be able to do that in whatever key the music is. But the chord is a little bit trickier. You don't know how to add the chord at first, but then you learn. Eventually you learn if you're focusing for a few months while watching YouTube tutorial. Actually, yeah, okay, in my musical learning, like self-learning, I use YouTube, of course, as my teacher. All kind of video tutorials from YouTube, but let's see, what am I going to say? Okay, Midiculous app. The app that helps me in my progress is, so GarageBand, the music, the sound comes from GarageBand. It's got the velocity, this is good. So GarageBand provides a lot of really good sounding MIDI. Okay, I mean, this is the MIDI controller and you get the sound from GarageBand. It's one of the best. Korg module actually really good, but it doesn't install on this old version of the iPad somehow. Anyhow, so this Midiculous app I can press whatever and it's gonna show the notes. So I have a little bit more confidence in that. With my MIDI controller, I have 3 octave. I should have bought the one with 4 octave, a little bit longer. Yeah, I wish I should have bought that one, but anyhow, this one is a little bit smaller. I can carry in a bag. Okay, don't worry. This one goes up to there. it should go lower. If I want to go lower, I need to go lower there. Yeah, 4 octave is good for learning piano or keyboard, and then you go from there whether you want to learn the beats, and that's like a different thing. But I think, okay, classical and jazz is I think for me it's pretty close to what I like myself to be able to, like play the classical, and then the jazz and improvisation is maybe sometimes in the future I would be able to do that. Anyhow, what am I talking about? So we have GarageBand as the music. We have Midiculous here. I can connect the MIDI controller into the Vision Pro, as you might have seen in my other video, like random video learning music with inside Vision Pro inside my head. But now I'm showing the iPad. This iPad is, I think, is still pretty amazing for today. This one also can still install the Chord AI. Chord AI is an app. It's been updated multiple times, but this is the older version. This app can look into YouTube video, and then you can play music, and it's gonna look into the music video and then make the chord based on that music. It's amazing. So you can play it. Yeah, any music, and then you can play. It's gonna give you the chord, so you can kind of like reverse engineer the music that way. So any music from YouTube, you can get the chord. The melody you have to learn yourself. But as for my musical journey with the Yamaha Electron, my right ears can I can actually get the melody really fast, so that's no problem. The chord is the tricky one, but if you want the chord and the melody, you can find that on the internet. Okay, but anyhow, I want to play this music, in particular Prelude. Okay, Prelude by Johann Sebastian Bach. I'm a little bit better at this somehow. I will turn on the sustain, so it sounds better with the sustain, although we don't need the sustain all the time. But I want to play this one. Okay, if you go to Apple Music, there are a few versions of Prelude. I think the the one by Lang Lang, is actually pretty good. I mean, pretty good. Of course, he's really good. But let's say, in this case, I'm reading. Okay, I'm not memorizing. I'm still trying to read this. Not 100%, but I'm just a little bit better now. A little bit more confident. So I know where to press this. And that part is gonna be this. So that's the top, only the top part. Let me try to think. Okay, like I said, okay, in the past 20 years, I could read the right hand part pretty easily. The left hand has been pretty weak, but in the last few months, I've been practicing my left hand and also reading it. So somehow in the last few days, it's been a little bit easier somehow. I know it's not perfect, but I still kind of getting there. At some point, I actually used the Midiculous and then comparing it with that, and then and then trying to somehow, I wish there's a way to augment this into the keyboard. I really think the Vision Pro needs GarageBand, right? Some kind of GarageBand with augmented reality. It's really, once we have that, you can play more easily. Although that's gonna be, I know it's gonna be like a shortcut in term of learning. You don't want to be augmented all the time, but sometimes if you want to, sometimes it helps with the augmented. Imagine this piano keyboard have like, it's gonna lit up and you just press it. Somehow it doesn't mean you are learning. It's a bit strange, but it's one of like the shortcuts. Kind of like if you have translation, if you are learning foreign language and then you are just reading the translation, you kind of doing the translation. It's like you can communicate, but also it's like it's a shortcut. It's really weird. Like if you're drawing something, like you want to draw a cat or dog, and then you ask AI and then to give you step by step to how to draw a cat. It's you can draw the cat in certain style, but you're not learning to see. It's a bit strange. If you see a real cat and then try to draw it, it's like your brain will be like scared. If you are like learning to draw the first time, but you don't see the volume, you don't know where to start, compared to if you actually ask AI or ask someone, like professional artist or someone who can teach you how to draw a cat, how to draw a dog, with reference or without reference, right? It's like that. But anyhow, okay, back to this classical music. What I really like with the Vision Pro, you can have the sheets really big and then you start playing it. This, I could have it on the iPad from the Photos or the Files app. But for now, I'm just gonna have it like this. I'm trying to record the whole process. My eyes will be here. I'm playing it. Okay, one good tip is, if you want to learn the sight reading, you need to see the music sheet without looking at the keyboard too much. It's almost like typing. Once you are good with typing, you don't look at the keyboard anymore. So yeah, let's try again. What's funny about this particular song title is you are given twice for each of the block you are trying to play. It repeats, right? It repeats this. It's like repeating the same sentence slowly, but every block it there's a little bit of changes, and if you press the wrong melody, it's gonna sound a little bit wrong. But it gives you the chance to make a mistake as well. It's at first when I'm learning this, I thought it was, hey, this is pretty hard, right? But after you play like almost 100 times, it's actually, this is pretty easy. And if you learn this, you can start to read other music sheets somehow. It's really weird. So when I first doing the sight reading and with my keyboard here, you can see, okay, my keyboard is very limited. It doesn't go all the way back. I miss one octave. But if I press this, you can see it's doing this thing. Do, mi, sol, right? Do, mi, sol, or C, E, and G. What's missing is the A. But don't worry about that. We know that this one is the F because of the symbol, and that thing is the G because of the symbol. And Do. I know this is 1, 3, 5. And this one I know. And that's FACE. That's actually a good way to learn. This is Do, Mi, Sol, and then this is FACE. And then it goes all the way to the high C there. And the bottom part, that's actually the one, the way I memorize it, okay? That's Do, Mi, Sol. But sometimes you have more octave here. Anyhow, let's play this. Obviously that's the middle C. Okay, it's middle C and then go. Yeah, it's the middle C there. Look at the bottom, the left hand changes a little bit, right? So I just look at that, okay, I just need to make that changes. It's very easy. Only 2 notes. And then it changed again a little bit. But the right hand also changed a little bit. It goes back. Same. Now it's a little bit trickier, but it goes to the D, and then that's gonna be C minus 2. Yeah, anyway, it's 5. Sol. Four, that's for the F. This is when I realize I need one more octave and I need to go down 1 octave and then continue. That's the G, I believe G, and then that's the Re. In case of this particular piece of music, it's nice because it's taking your fingers for a walk. Your 10 fingers, left and right hand, left being the bottom part, the right hand, it's very easy. This one, you actually can you can look at one melody and then look at the gap, how far the distance to the next melody. Of course, eventually you memorize. It's kind of memorizing, but it's more like you know that's the G and then that's the kind of 2 melody from F. So and then in this case I look at the Do and then go down. Yeah, let's continue. Sorry. Just the F and the F. I might make a mistake, but don't worry, we just gonna continue, I think. This goes like really low in the 4 octave. Okay, that sounds weird. Oh, that's the. Now I'm starting to think. Yeah, I should have gone higher there, but the octave is missing 1 octave. So yeah, that's a tricky part. But overall, I think I managed to play these musical shits a little bit better than few months ago. A few months ago, I cannot play. It's it's really weird. And also another song I like is this one by Naoko Ikeda, one of the book from library as well, from Custom House Library. This one is also, it seems hard, but it's actually easy in particular, and then it's kind of like prelude, but different. Let me try. I can play this very slowly, but the pianist, the creator, Naoko Ikeda, you can find her YouTube. She plays this song finished in 1 minute. 1 minute, so the song is pretty fast. Through a flower field. Supposedly, this song is like if you're inside a train and then you're looking at flowers. This it sounds like this. Eh, let me try again. I know I can play a little bit faster with the with feeling, you know. But since it's kind of like more like a classical, a little bit, maybe a little bit jazzy, and I'm just reading and playing, so it's not, I'm not memorizing or improvise. Uh, I'm not improvising. What's the word? And I'm still learning to read the left hand, so left hand and right hand at the same time, so it's okay. Now go lower. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to be able to play that part. The next one, I still find it a little bit tricky, but it's also not too bad, not hard. Oh, and then we are back to get on the train because it's the train stops, so the music can be a little bit slower, but you get faster again. This music, particular music, this is when I realize that part is do mi sol. Okay, that's do mi sol, which is that guy. The one with the sharp, and not the sharp, what do you call it, clef, the one with the clef. At first I thought it was pretty hard, but not really. This one only goes I did mention, right, my right hand and reading is pretty okay, but the left hand is weak. But at some point I also try look at the left and then just use my right hand. So I know that part is just do, mi, so, and the way it moves from the next one, the first one to the next one to the next one, is like the interval changes slightly. So I thought that's actually not that hard. Apparently not that hard. That part is a little bit tricky, but not that hard. Look at this one. And then you go lower. Same pattern, that's why it's a little bit easier. Oh. Ah, okay, I keep making mistake. I do kind of like, I like that as well, but it's actually a mistake. Yeah, and then there's the slow part. Yeah, it's fun little piece of music. If you are okay, there's also a book about Star Wars music. This type of musical book may be better for keyboard. You just memorize the chord. The chord itself, how you don't need to know all the chords. Eventually, you know the one that's in. If you are playing it in C major, the chord is gonna be like that, and then you can memorize it. If it's a, you can memorize it at first, and then yeah, like the G's, you press the G like that way. And then the C. In this case, the Midiculous app is very helpful in that part. You can also record in GarageBand. You can record, but record can be tricky. But eventually, you want to do that. Have the beats playing while you're playing the whole thing at once, right? That's the hardest part. But once you do that, you can master the song. G, see the chord G, you can play it this way, or you go inverted. Yeah, that's why sometimes they use inversion. I don't have the second part. Yeah, but the Star Wars, yeah, this way of learning also is nice. The chord can be just as basic as that, but as you are playing more, learning more about piano, you can start to spread the chords and playing. Instead of holding the chord, you can maybe perhaps incorporate the chord into right hand and then playing this part. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not improvising for now. Star Wars, Secret of My Heart, Kuraki Mai, right? Mai Kuraki? Doraemon, Kito, Naruto, Totoro. Okay, this type of song still pretty hard, right? Yeah, this type of song you need maybe the full 4 octave to play. To play. This one shouldn't be too hard. I will have to study it. Yeah, I did mention you need to be able to see and play without looking at the keyboard all the time. Ideally, there's somehow a way to augment what you are seeing here up here. Okay. As for now, sometimes you don't. Very likely, people don't have the Vision Pro. Why do I need the Vision Pro anyway? But the Vision Pro, if you have the Vision Pro, the music can play inside your head, and what you are seeing here, like the music sheet in front of you, so you're looking that way. The keyboard is down here. You want to be able to see the keyboard, what you are pressing, just like the Midiculous. That's why I have Midiculous app inside the Vision Pro. So that's if I connect it, it's a little bit better, I think. Looking down, if you have the piano sheets here with the Midiculous and the keyboard, all together it's like ideal. Okay, it's gonna help you. Like the Star Wars thing. Let's back to the Star Wars thing. I don't know why I'm recording this, but maybe it's gonna be useful for you somehow out there watching this. So Star Wars. Let's say I memorized it already. Look. You want to press G. Next one, C. Inversion of C. The chord is right, that's why it's displaying the right chord. when you are at some point starting to improvise with jazz and you don't look at the chord anymore. If I change this, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different. What else I want to say? In this case, that's probably what I want to talk about in this video. So it's like with classical music, of course, you learn to read, I guess. But when you start to explore and improvise, you don't read anymore. You might actually you listen to the music, any kind of music from Apple Music or YouTube, and then try to copy that at first, but then you try to guess the chord. It's a different way of learning. Oh, there's a sharp there on the fa. Yeah, my left hand still kind of slow, but I can I start to be able to press, that's the obviously 5 sol, and then the fa needs to go up with because the sharp key. Now I need to go lower. I don't have the key here. Okay. Anyhow. Doraemon. See, I'm still. Oh, Siri. Yeah, this part slightly tricky. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not like 100% yet with this piano, left hand and right hand reading, but I think I'm a little bit better than 4 or 5 months ago. 4 or 5 months ago, like, okay, your piano skill can be in dormant for 10, 20 years. Like it's unbelievable. It's same like drawing skill or whatever. You might have the talent or the skill hidden. You have that kind of passion, and then you just bury it. You never practice, and then for 10, 20 years, it doesn't improve. It's crazy, but I did realize that. It's kind of sad, but I wish uh, I wish 20 years ago I didn't stop. But 20 years ago, like if you don't have the tools, 10 years ago I have the iPad, of course, but 10 years ago we don't have the cord. There is cord with the cable, but I didn't buy that at the time. And now, like I have this 3 octave keyboard, I should have 4 octave keyboard, right? It's gonna help me, of course. The tool is important, physical tools, and while the learning materials online is like crazy, some of them, of course, like not always very helpful, but there are lots of materials to help you with learning music, piano. I don't know if I'm actually more like into guitar or ukulele or what else? Harmonica. Harmonica I also play. I don't play trumpet or other music, but I think piano, guitar, ukulele, piano especially. I don't know. I'm more into piano, I guess. There are a lot of video tutorials. Of course, maybe if I have had joined music school, it's gonna help. But I'm not necessarily into being professional. But nowadays, I don't know. If you're making content, you're a content creator. You probably need to learn a little bit of everything, right? Acting, talking, playing music, drawing, Blender 3D, everything. You're not, I don't know, maybe even like you're not gonna be a doctor but for artists, you want to learn to dance, a little bit dancing, playing music, even if it's not for professional career, you can have all this if you have that kind of not talent, not passion, but yeah, I think it's the passion more, passion and motivations to learn, and you certainly can because you have the iPhone, you have camera, you can be like a photographer, you can be a film, you can make a movies, right? Music, even though you're not very good with music, you can at least make melody and then add the chords. It's not perfect. You can ask AI eventually to help you with that, or different artists. The thing with AI and learning, I'm not against the AI. I found it really useful. Image generator or whatever, prompting to make something. I actually really like the AI. It helps you. You have 24/7 helper, okay? Usually you want to ask something. If you have like 24/7 human being, you can always ask. It's nice, but the AI is less. Um, you can ask AI all the time until it refuses to answer you because you're running out of token. But AI is a good tutorial. No, it's a good tutor. Okay, 24/7 tutor. Even though it's at the moment the AI is not helping you with learning music, but who knows in the future. So like if I'm playing this music, I don't know what I'm playing. I know there's an app that lets you see the musical score and let you listen what's the actual music is playing. Oh, it's Ode to Joy. Okay. Well, okay, a little bit more difficult version. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, I get some of musical scores from the Custom House Library. If it's in Sydney, Australia, they have amazing library books with a lot of musical scores. That's amazing. Yeah, you can probably find some online, but having the actual books, physical books, and physical keyboard helps. So I wish someone up out there digit digital tools like the GarageBand, the iPad, and the iPhone. Even with just the iPhone and the keyboard like this, it's not expensive. This one 300 Australian dollars or cheaper, which is like a nice Bluetooth connect to your iPhone or iPad easily into GarageBand. You get a nice sounding music. And you can learn music like so. Like I said from the very beginning, this is like really old iPad with a old USB connection. Yeah, look at the lens, and the pencil is still plugged here. But I think this version of iPad is amazing. One of my favorite. This one still can have freeform app. It does the paper app. Paper developer. Okay, if I don't have internet, I cannot draw using this app, which is kind of sucks. I don't. But this is one of the app that I use and have on the iPad. Any version of iPad, I have this app. No internet, it doesn't work. Okay. Okay, now internet's back. I think I need to disconnect the Evernote. I need to remove Evernote, sign out of Evernote. I don't like Evernote. With Evernote, I think the app won't work without internet. But anyhow, yeah, kudos. Thanks Apple for the GarageBand. And this iPad, more than 10 years old, still work perfectly in this particular